Hey everyone, it's Sam. You're watching Samtosha, and today we're talking about the Yamas and Niyamas from Patanjali's 8-limbed yogic path. The Yamas are restrictions, and there are 5. Number 1 is ahimsa, and it means non-violence and non-harming. This can be taken as the way that you speak, think, and act to yourself and others. Speaking critically or thinking critically to yourself or of others can be considered a form of violence. Ahimsa says to speak and act and think compassionately. You can take this as far as your diet and become a vegetarian or vegan, as many yogis are, because it benefits the earth and the animals as well as your health. Number 2, satya. Satya means truthfulness. Keeping ahimsa in mind, it's important to speak your truth compassionately. What's true for you may not be true for someone else. It all comes down to your experience and what you've learned in your own life. Number 3, asteya. This means non-stealing. Stealing can come in many forms: material objects, things like time and ideas. Don't take what's not yours. Number 4, brahmacharya. This is the idea of moderation. Brahmacharya says that your body is a vehicle for the divine and to treat it as such. In ancient yogic times, a lot of people thought of it as celibacy, and in modern times, not so much, although some people do still follow it in that sense. Eating, drinking, pretty much accumulation of material goods. Number 5 is a parigraha. This means non-possessiveness and non-attachment. It is said in ancient philosophy that attachment is the causation for suffering. When you attach yourself to a person, place, or thing, they all change. This is the idea that everything is temporary. It's actually pretty freeing because you don't identify with that person, place, or thing as much, and it won't cause you as much suffering. There are 5 niyamas, which are observances. The first one is saucha, purity or cleanliness, keeping your house clean, pure thoughts. And it is hard, but if you find yourself thinking a thought that may be impure, such as a judgmental thought, you can train yourself to think otherwise. Think the opposite of that thought over and over again. What you're replacing that negative thought with will become true. Number 2, santosha. Santosha means contentment, particularly in the mind. It's important to be content with where we are in life. When you're working on a project, you may put in a lot of effort during the day, and at the end of the day, you just have to be content with what you did. If you worked hard, know that you did all that you could. Don't guilt yourself about not doing more. Sometimes in life, we may have circumstances that seem hard or difficult, and we just have to be content with what life brings us. Number 3, tapas. Tapas means effort or self-discipline. This is a fire quality. So this is the balancing aspect to santosha. We are content with our situations or the work that we've done, but we still need to put in effort. Number 4 is svadhyaya. This means knowledge of the self. It's important to know yourself. Know your ego. Your ego is your story. It's who you think you are based on how others interact with you, your past experiences, your personality. Know your triggers. What brings up certain things that have maybe hurt you in the past. If you have a feeling of inadequacy or you feel insecure about something, know those things so that you can transcend them. And then know your true nature, which is that divine spark within you, that universal consciousness. When you act out of fear, you're acting from the ego. And when you act from love, that is acting in alignment with your divine nature. Number 5, Ishvara Pranidham. This means surrender to universal consciousness, your higher self, God, whatever you perceive as a higher power. And if you don't have a belief in a higher power, it could just be humanity, as we are all one. Surrendering is one of the hardest things that we as humans can do. We get in our own way a lot of the time, and sometimes we just need to let go of our expectations, let go of what we thought that we wanted, and just kind of go with the flow of life. See where it takes us. Because sometimes what we thought we wanted in the end that something better comes. When we can let go of the ego and surrender the ego to the higher self, we become more in alignment with the divine nature, with our universal consciousness, and we become closer to enlightenment, which is the whole goal of yoga and following these 8 limbs anyway. So that was a very brief explanation of the Yamas and Niyamas. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more coming your way. Thanks for watching. Namaste.